I know a lot of you in my classroom don't have a clue about where to begin to look for it. And you're thinking, I know she's got one somewhere. I've heard about it, read about it. All my friends talked about it. But where the heck is it?
Who knows? That was Mrs. Robinson, an overly zealous sex education teacher. She's one of 14 characters portrayed by Norman Navratsky in a one-man show that's touring Canadian universities. It's not a show for young children, so be warned if you have yours with you. He mixes cartoon slapstick with serious drama.
Jerk-off pleasure. Also come with a dirty magazine of your choice, hetero or homo. People under the bed or beside the pillow. Yes, guys, avoid those trouble. The other day, in the shower at the gym, I took a good look at Cherry's schlong. It's fucking huge, man. I mean, I know I'm big. A lot of girls tell me that. But his pecker was so long. I couldn't believe it. I tried not to stare. I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea. But I couldn't help it. No wonder he's such a babe magnet. As kids, nobody knew who was gay or not. I never suspected Jerry was gay. Different, yeah. Not gay. I remember the first time he came out to me. I flipped. Jerry, you can't be a homosexual. How can you do this to me? You're my cousin. Is it one of the family? Does this mean I'm going to be a homosexual too? How can you do this to me? Mom, why do other kids pick on me? Mom, what did I do to deserve this? Mom, what's a faggot? Condom dicks are in. Hey, naked dicks are out. Ho, condom dicks are in. Hey, naked dicks are out. Ho, condom dicks are in. Hey, naked dicks are out. Ho, condom dicks are in. Hey, naked dicks are out. Hey, what a wonderful crowd. Big hands, standing, big hands.
And educate them about our sexuality, men's and women's. They wouldn't listen to me like this. I'm not vivacious, but in those breasts, man, I pack a terrible punch.
Let's take a look at her.
Deep in the jungle where it's hot, wet, and wild, we'll find a little love lady in her boat. Pink, bald, and beautiful. Now, note, she's just a wee thing, smaller than you and yours, but she packs a bigger wallop. Remember, gentlemen, size doesn't count, feelings do.
Now, we saw three young men sitting there, and they were holding their arms over their chests like they were kind of afraid to open up to Mrs. Robinson, who I thought looked a little bit like Glenda Jackson in that clip. What happens during the course of the play, do you find?
They warm up. Mrs. Robinson warms them up. The giant penis warms them up. And what happens is the humor is totally disarming. It's superficially non-threatening, but behind it, there's a real punch. So it's my tickle punch approach. And by the end of the show, those guys' arms are down there, and they're laughing, and they're rolling, and they're elbowing each other.
What have you learned about young people? I mean, I get the sense that there is a kind of social revolution or evolution happening now. There is more acceptance, and maybe things have changed from the initial cabaret that you talked about. And what have you learned about young people from doing this show?
Yes and no. There are some changes in terms of the social psyche across Canada, coast to coast, but at the same time, there's still some incredible obstacles we have to surmount in terms of dealing with appreciating diversity and getting rid of homophobia. I've met people who told me they would poster for gay and lesbian events and be spat on and physically harassed. On campuses in Canada today, that has to stop. That is unacceptable, and that's why I'm doing the show.
Norman, you're a brave guy. I'd like to thank you for talking to us today.
It's been my pleasure.
Interesting that he obviously uses humor for such a profoundly important topic. Good for him.
Did you see the body language in those kids? That was so funny.
Yeah, but I believe that by the end, they were, you know,
exactly.
given the big yucks.